Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is Steve Hilker with Hilker Trucking Company. I just was talking to you. We have got a lot to talk about, but I'm going to let you go right into it. We want to talk about this trucking issue that's going on right now and the ELD mandate. So take it away, Steve.
Okay, what's happening is we've got an ELD mandate, electronic logging device, that's going to go into effect December 18th of this year. And what that is an electronic logging device on a truck that's going to log every movement of that truck and driver when the key's turned on. What we're trying to do is get a 1-year delay in that mandate so we can get the hours of service amended for livestock. In a nutshell, if you're going to move your cattle over 500 miles, after that you're going to park for 10 hours. You're either going to unload them or your livestock's going to be on that trailer for 10 hours, because the way the hours of service are, when that driver takes his sleeper berth break, it has to be 10 hours unbroken. So what we're up against is the mega fleets and the American Trucking Association. They're for it. What we're trying to do is separate livestock out. We're not trying to fight the whole mandate. We're just trying to get livestock separated from that, because we have a living, breathing commodity. We're not hauling ping pong balls or a liquid or anything like that. So we've got animal welfare issues that nobody else has. There's a talking points petition that you need to log in. Just go to the U.S. Cattlemen's site. It's a one-click, and comment on how this is going to affect you. If you ship cattle over 500 miles, it's going to have a detrimental effect. Those cattle will be sold at a discount because they're going to have to be unloaded in transit or stopped for 10 hours, and that speaks for itself. I've got these cards I'm going to hand out. Call the switchboard, call your Senate, call often.
I know that's one thing. I didn't mean to interrupt you real quick,
That's all
but
right.
Charlie Cummings, world champion auctioneer, when he was in here, he was just talking to me before you came on. He said, you know, we had cattle that were shipping from Montana to Oklahoma, so they're on the truck for 18 hours because you want to get them there. I mean, this poses a lot of problems if those trucks have to stop. You said animal welfare is one of them. I mean, costs are going to go up. Shrinking is going to be totally different. We might have 2 drivers in the truck if that's going to have to happen. I mean, things are going to change, and it's not going to be for the better.
And we have a safety rating or safety performance in the livestock transportation that's so much better than the rest of the industry. My insurance carrier, one of the largest commercial carriers in the United States, said his livestock haulers are 44% less likely to have a claim than all the rest of their insureds.
Wow.
There's different studies, and the FMCSA used a specific study. It was very narrow to get this pushed through, so they kind of went to pick and choose their data to get this done, and so it's not indicative of what we do. When I was in Washington, D.C., and I met with the FMCSA, and I had some attorneys with me on my transportation committee, and I laid out what we do in the livestock transportation industry, and when I was done, the attorney for the FMCSA leaned up and said, why don't you just ship them by train? That's how much the disconnect is on what we actually do from the people's perception that regulate us. They think, we'll just ship them by train. That stopped 50-some years ago. It's not possible. So Secretary Chow, when she was asked in a hearing about how is she going to, Transportation Secretary, how is she going to handle the ELD mandate in livestock transportation, the first thing she said was, well, of course we're worried about our pets. There again, the total disconnect of what we do. So we need people to call their senator. We've gotten it through the House on the appropriations bill. We've got to get it through the Senate, and it's going to come right down to a vote in December, and this mandate goes in December, so we have no wiggle room. So we've got to have people call, go back to the U.S. Cattlemen's site, click on that one button, and it will take you right to the comments, and comment how it's going to affect you negatively. Long distance, anything over 500 miles, they're going to have to stop in transit. Biosecurity, if you unload it halfway back from Montana, halfway out from Florida, right now it's an A to B straight line if there's ever an outbreak of any kind of disease. Now when you unload in a common facility, you have commingling, and the ability to trace that outbreak stops at that facility when they unload it. If you're a hog hauler, I don't know what they're going to. We can unload in transit if we have to. It's not ideal by any stretch. Those guys can't.
Yeah.
And the Pork Producers Council is one to put the petition together that will have, that there's another link to that on U.S. Cattlemen's. They did a really nice job of petitioning for all of us. It's actually beekeepers, insect haulers,
Wow.
live fish. They're things that I'd never even thought about have the same problems that we do.
Well, Steve, I wish we had more time to talk about this, but like you said, contact your elected officials. I mean, this doesn't just affect people in the livestock industry. These aren't our pets. This is the food that's going on your table. So please give your officials a call and try to help us out in this livestock industry. Try to help yourselves out because it's for everybody. I want to thank you for being on this morning. When we come back, Hunter Cure. Don't go anywhere.